think we're going. Yeah, perfect. Hey guys, welcome to Sunday Live once again. Today I'm hoping to get into a couple different discussions. Kind of tell you guys, give you an update on what all is going on. I don't have. I should have left my binder in here, but it doesn't really matter right now. We'll wait. We'll get some people in here, and we'll just start this off same way we've been. Should get a lot easier now. Things are starting to cool off on the channel, which a lot of people wouldn't be enjoying so much, but I am. Just because apparently it's pretty easy with the shorts to get an audience. When the views on the videos, they kind of show you after things cool down on who your true people are that actually watch you, you know. So what do we got? It's 90 days. Let's do the last 7. That'll work. All right. I think it's 28. Date subscribed. All right, so it's got a two-day whatever you want to call it. Where it's not going to tell me who subscribed in the past 3 days, basically. Last date I have is October 6th. So we got Michael Dwyer, or Dyer, maybe that's it. Viking Norm, Lee Martin, Jonathan Haynes, Tony Williamitis, something like that. Jim McCannon, Jesse Sinclair, Ernie Bishop, Will Moreland, Will Everett's, DF Chainsaws, Andrew J. Hoodclin, maybe. Sorry if I butcher once again. Albert Webble, Kenton, Blessing Mail, Tim Jahol, something like that. Steve Rader, Edwin Cullen, John Cummins, Kirk's Custom Chainsaws. Yeah, and that's it. Perfect. Well, that's a lot easier. RC Fun, what's going on, brother? Actually was hoping you'd be able to catch it today. Show you what I'm not so whatever you want to call it, but I have probably about an hour's worth of polishing onto this guy. I'm not polishing. I have come to that conclusion. I don't have the polishing heads. I don't have enough. I've burnt through one to get this thing. I mean, I can see myself in it now. So, and you can see the underside. I didn't bother with so much. So, I was kind of, I don't know. It's pretty sad. It's just gonna rust. You know, it's steel. But you can see a reflection in it. Good. The backside, I didn't, like I said, I didn't polish that. You can see all the markings and whatnot in it. But I did yesterday. We had over 6 inches of rain, so I was able to, like I said, these are probably more or less what I'm gonna I'll post on eBay. And they don't, you know, I went through and I tried to fill the pits. You can see them, but it's flux core. So unless you can get the flux out of the inside, it's a pain right in the butt. But I built 3. That same design. Well, just to make sure you. So I did make 3 now. I've got the one that I'm gonna run, and I was gonna offer like a one that's polished, but I mean I'm giving this thing WD-40 baths and everything else, and I don't know. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer for it to actually start rusting, but it's gonna rust. It's just steel, you know. I don't know what else I could do to treat it. I might be able to blue it. Actually, I never thought about bluing. I wonder if bluing would work. That would be kind of fun, eh? I really hate to do it to the one that I put all this time into, but I wonder if bluing, because that's what your older firearms are made of. And I think I do have some super blue. Yeah. That one's done. Rust remover. Super blue, liquid gum blue. You know, I'm kind of interested in it myself. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased. Very pleased with the outcome of this guy. And it is every single one has got their own little character to them. You know, I don't have a jig that I'm using for them or anything like that. See if I can't get some of these Q-tips here. Got my firearm Q-tip cleaning stuff in here too. So I'm gonna try it. Why not? If it can prevent rust, I might look into doing that to maybe some of them. I'll clean them up. I'm not gonna polish them to this extent again. I can honestly say that. Maybe for, well, who knows, but unless I can find a better way or an easier way to do it, it's just not. You know what I didn't do? I probably ought to do. I don't know. No, super blue shouldn't burn off, right? I was going to say this thing is covered in WD-40. I probably should have used the other deal on it first. Maybe I still can. Let me try to put some, probably dumb, but carbon choke cleaner on it. But I have had it sitting in WD-40 solution for most of the day. Maybe you can stone wash them. That's a new, I've never heard of it. I've heard of stone wash, but I've never heard of actually stone washing. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, we'll see. It's all in the name of science here. I did it once. We got more rain coming, so I can do it again if it ruins it, right? So I probably will sell them on eBay. I'm going to go down and get a post office box, though. I don't really want my address out there for the masses, just because a lot of stupid stuff happens with that, you know. Always got to be that one One bad egg. And bluing stinks. It reeks. And I believe it actually rusts up the metal, if I'm not mistaken, or it puts some sort of it brings out something in the metal that turns it blue. Well, it's got a hue, I guess. But it's kind of cool. Different, that's for sure. I do miss how shiny it was, but now it looks like glass. And what I'm kind of interested to try now, I don't know if super glue's flammable or not, but probably says it. Has that vintage barrel look. We just make sure that it's covered everything here that I want it to. A little bit more here. So today's video, I kind of wanted to bounce some ideas and pick some brains if we can get people in here. If not, no big deal. Like I said, it's a low key. Try to keep the Sunday streams kind of low key. Answer questions if people have them, and pick your guys' brains. Why not just give her another bath in the stuff here, right? Gun barrels get warm. This is definitely going to get warm. And I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. I wonder if I just dip the whole thing right in a vat of this. But I'd much rather test it on one that I'm going to use and run and make sure that it's going to perform properly and see where it rusts, if it rusts. Because I know it does wonders for my barrels. And my I use it on axe heads too. If you've got to take some rough spots off an axe head. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. The camera's really not going to pick up the colors. It is very, very different looking. Not sure if I like it or not. Doesn't really much matter if it protects it, right? I don't know. It probably isn't picking it up. I don't think it is, but let me just see what this does here. Let me blend it a little bit. Give her a little buffing. So that brought it back to being shiny. Well, not, it's a dull shiny, really dull shiny. I'm going to hit it again. I still got WD-40 coming out the barrel of it here. Like I said, I had this actually sitting in a vat of WD-40. I went up to see my parents, that type of thing. Had her Sunday, and let me just see, after blending that in, it did more of a I like it. It's really, really glassy now. And of course, you got a phone call. So hold on 1 second. We'll be right back. All right. So let me do one more quick treatment here, and we'll get into some discussions. Just kind of see if it brings this blue back, because I'm really interested in that. That looked cool. It does. All right, cool. So I was actually going to pick y'all's brains on what you thought I could use on this, but I'm going to look into that stone wash. That's like, my son's got one of them rock polisher things that you can use for ammo and all that. Stone washing I've heard of before. I just don't know. I don't know. Is it like a treatment that you can do to metal, or is it a process that you stick the metal into, or how does that work? Explain to me that. This is really cool. I really did like being able to see my reflection in it, but I think I'm kind of happier with this look. This is different. Probably wouldn't do very good on my iPhone though, right? Try not to dump it. All right, so I'm going to let that sit and just marinate here. Let sit and do its work. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is channel names. I had Sky Hunter was asking me if I was going to. Well, that crap stinks. Much rather be covered in carbon choke cleaner than that. Yeah, that's a lot better. Whew. So Sky Hunter was bringing that up. That was asking me if I'm gonna change my channel, because I'm bringing over content. You guys, any skidding content or logging, that's off of my other channel that the content really never got any traction on at all. And I've got hours this computer's full, my phone's full, and my GoPros are full of content. So I'm out of recording right now. I just need time to process the videos and try to put something together from all the content. I've got a pile of work on it from using JLG lifts, man lifts, cutting tree limbs and cutting trees down and doing work. There's a lot. Building bridge. Yeah, and then I've got like 2 hours of walking the property. It looks like I'm going to be logging for myself. So I still haven't decided yet. I was going to change this channel. My idea was to change this channel over to Rubber Side Down. What the original channel was. And just keep that going. I had to do RSD outdoors because I hadn't actually changed my previous channel. And now that I've made this channel, after 6 months or so, they grant you access to rename it. So I haven't figured out what I want to do with that yet, but I do want to do apparel and stuff like that. And then if I do end up starting to sell, little mufflers or something like that to viewers of the channel, people that are interested, like Moderator Dan, that I can have my little brand on it. You know what I mean? It just be something different. It roughens the surface to achieve an interesting texture. Looks like a dull gray. Oh, okay. Like, yeah, stone wash. Okay, that makes sense. See, I would be very interested in doing like these, like this one. This one's actually the one that we made on the live stream, believe it or not, the one that I polished up. But this one doesn't follow the original design that I had made. This one's shorter. You can see that. And I never continued it. So I still have more tests than I want to do on this one. I don't know. I wouldn't sell that one without testing it. These designs here, this is the original that I had painted black, and I just started. And like I said, it's not spot on perfect, but it's close enough. It follows the same trajectory or whatever the heck you want to call it, but the face on it is just a little bit different. Just because I'm using parts and pieces, I'm not using I'm not cutting everything the same like a jig would, So I'm just trying to make them all relatively the same, because angles and all that all plays a little part. But this one's my little shorty, so I figured I'd do a little bit more testing on this one. And this one seemed to 4-stroke a lot more than them. But I haven't really been in too much wood with it yet, so I've just done a couple trees with it. This is starting to dull too. I wonder, I probably should read right. Clean metal parts. Yeah. Alcohol, rinse with cold water. Rinse with cold water, wash dry. Polish lightly with steel wool. Repeat. Okay. For darker blue. Okay. Oh, okay. So I got to rinse it with cold water. I've really never really worried about that in my barrels. I put it on and wipe it off. But it sounds like the more you apply it, or the longer you leave it on, the darker it's going to be. So, yeah, kind of cool. Cool. I'm excited. I'll leave this thing out in the rain. We've got a week of rain. It looks like. That looks pretty good. You can see it's a lot darker. A lot darker. It's almost like yeah. What do they call it? Stained glass? No. What would it be? It looks like glass. Like smoke glass. Cool. I like it. And then hopefully we can get some real nice bluing on this corner from the heat. That'll be cool. I'm excited. Where were we? Logging. So I'm working right now. I've got like I was saying last weekend. Now I'm pretty sure it's official. I just got to make some phone calls, meet with some property owners. But we've got 40, 20, 60. Come on. Load up phone. So we've got 41 across the road, 37.7, so around 80. So around 100 acres. I was thinking it was 70 acres. But the house, well, so probably around 80, 90 acres. Wait a minute. Hold up. That's better. Okay, so we've got 70 acres. Give or take. Looking at doing some logging on this winter. Hopefully starting it this week. Start doing some tree work again. So that'll be getting brought to the channel. You guys can see that. I haven't done any of the tree jobs generally on the channel. I just get I get in the zone type of deal. But I do have some tree work that I'll be showing. Some of the trail stuff that I've done, and yeah. So I'm looking at. I was kind of hoping we'd have some people in here that way I could bounce ideas. But I'm gonna give Logger Wade a call some point this week, or give him a text at least. See if he can't spare a little bit of time. I want to pick his brain about cable skidders because I'm looking at one now. Timberjack get started with, and I'm gonna start off with the little John Deere and the farming winch, but some of the trees are they're big, they're real big. So I don't have high hopes for the the little John Deere to to be able to tackle some of them. But that don't mean we're not going to try. So content's going to be at least throughout the winter. I hope. Hopefully we can work it this winter and we don't get snowed out. But the idea is right now to be logging, because I was all worried about snow plowing and this, that, and the other thing, trying to work for another contractor or a landscaper to do snow plowing or whatever. You know, a lot of times they do snow plowing, they do shoveling roofs, that type of deal. But now, seeing how I've been cleared with this landowner to get some logging done, I've got the tax maps and all that stuff, so I'm trying to go through right now and mark everything off. And I have a couple surrounding landowners that I need to get a hold of to see if I can't use the existing roads that are in there from the last time that it was logged. So it's gonna be interesting, and hopefully I can take you guys along the way. Anybody out there has any thoughts of getting into their own business or something like that, I want to show you the steps that I've taken, and where I've messed up. I can honestly tell you that I have messed up some things. And that there are processes that you need to go through before you go through the summer that I have. But hopefully now everything's straightened out, and we're officially a DBA now. So whereabouts are you, RC Fun? I was it Netherlands? I don't remember. I've got a bad memory, bub. You're not in the US. Germany. Ha. Yeah. So the only way I'd be able to would be through eBay. I found that out with Dan. I was wanting to privately send Dan a hard hat and everything else, and then after I went to the post office to send him the hard hat and the raker gauge, I realized it was going to be like $70-$80 just for me to ship it. So I ended up going through eBay, and eBay's got a US hub that they send any whatever, overseas or whatever it is. So we'd be able to do it, but I kind of would like to do a discount. I don't know how to do a discount with it yet. I'll have to look into it a little bit. But I can tell you that after building them and being able to do 3 yesterday, and obviously they'll get somewhat faster. I'm probably going to do 125 to 150 per, because they're my freaking hiccups. They're a long process. If you just build it from the live stream, you know, that's awesome. I would much rather have people build them their own and put their own little spin on it, and be able to make them themselves and make money off of them. But like I said, until I either get a TIG welder or I get gas for my flux core welder to make it a nice MIG machine, it's too much too much. I can actually show you. I've got the this is the one for the 372. This is what it looks like. Yes, I didn't have my heat right on it in some spots too. That's why you got this big gob here. The heat wasn't right, or I didn't grind it down before I put another bead on top, because flex doesn't work well with flex or flux. So it's this is what they look like. You know, you've seen the live stream. When I get done, they're all splattery. You can see all that, the splatter and whatnot. So it takes me a while, and I'm finally getting time to polish this up. I'm going to put the rest in the media blaster when I get all the areas that I can hit with a grinder down. But it's a lot of work. It's nothing that I can just weld up. You know, same thing with these, the gobs. It's just the wrong heat. I mean, that's clear as day. That's a horrible weld. So I'll grind that off, and I'll weld it up nice. It's just learning the machine. I you know, this is one of the first ones I've done, and it's so bad now that I'd have to restart it, grind it all back down, you know. But I mean, you take something like this, then you turn it into something like this, piece of glass. It takes time. So Velcro, there he is. How you doing, brother? The shipping is not bad. I think for Dan, like I said, I won't go. I think it was a flat rate, if I'm not mistaken, whether it was US or Canada. Let me just look here. Said I wish these freaking hiccups would stop. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, it was $12 shipping. International sale through eBay international shipping program. I'm not going to say that it'd be $12 to Germany. I don't know how that would work, but nonetheless, eBay does the international shipping. Dan, man, there he is. And he got the hard hat in about three or 4 weeks. It was horrible. But like I said, if it was when I went down to the post office, I still actually have the post office slip in my truck with my mailing address, my weight, my it was ridiculous, the amount of information. And then what was it? Then I had to put all his information down, and then out the door, I think it was around $60 or $80 for me to ship it from my post office to Dan. So I said, frig it, I'll put the hard hat, everything in a box, slap the eBay sticker on it, send it out, and if I'm out $1 or whatever, Dan would get the refund, and I would lose the hard hat and the raker gauge, which I did just get my freaking order. It took me a long time. I ordered a couple of these raker gauges from West Coast, and I sent Dan out one. I wanted to get him a brand new one. So I ordered, I think, 3 or 4 of them when I was ordering, and it just came in. I don't know. It wasn't on their end. It was on the shipper end. It ended up getting shipped out, and I had to sign for it. It was a long process. Excuse me. Nonetheless, I had to send Dan out one that I think I used that one twice, 3 times, whatever. But hopefully it works out for you, buddy. But yeah, like I was saying, Mr. Dan, this is the one I just got polished up. I spent most of the morning with my little polisher, and I'm not polishing another one. I came to that conclusion. So if I do send them out on eBay, something like that, I was able to do 3 yesterday in 8 hours, which I'm not proud of by any means, but this is what they look like. They're not horrible. I mean, they definitely, I like to go through, like I was telling RC Fun, I like to go through and try to get the most of it, the best I can. But like some of these, I think, is this the one? I don't know which one was painted. The one that I've had on all the videos. I'm not sure. This one, yeah, this one's the roughest, because this was my experiment one, where now you can see the flanges are all nice and dressed up. I mean, yeah, it's got a little spot there, but the gasket covers that. But this is my roughest one, and you can see I still gotta dress that down a little bit more. But I've got 3 of them now. Like I said, I think I'm gonna do 100.5 after the amount of time that it takes, and hopefully whoever gets them gets. I mean, this one definitely needs a little bit more dressing. They just take me so long to make. That's why it's easier for me to make a video of how to do it, and I would much rather people do them themselves, because I want to get them out to people, but it takes so stinking long. It takes so long to make them what I want them to be, you know. Like I said, if I could make them all just as beautiful as this, you know, I wouldn't mind freaking charging, but it's not worth it. It's not worth taking 6 hours for one pipe. I'd show you guys. This is the other one that I'm probably going to end up grabbing one up, because I want to see if it's comparable to these or if it blows them out of the water. It's called Super Cool Saws. If I can get it to work. Dang it, I just had it the other day. Let me see if it's still in my browser history. Of course not. Wait a minute. Got my Super 250 today. Thank you, Buck and Billy Ray, for making me buy a McCullough. No. No. Oh, wait. It was on a YouTube video. That's right. It was a YouTube video I seen. Just give me 1 second. was a YouTube video. What was it? The guy just received his, and he did a video on it. Man, I thought it was going to be easy to. And I think they're $298 for the rough. 200 or 360. I hate to. Wait a minute. Do I have it saved? I have it saved in the house on my browser. Super. There it is. Why did it just come up here? Okay, let me do this. Okay. There we go. Let me just write this out. Super. Ah, the cool is with a K. Stupid. Cool. So. Come on, phone. Come on, man. It will not load on my phone. I got it right here, spelt the same way. Let me just take a screenshot because out of stock. Okay, so let me just read this off to you guys real quick, and then I'll take a picture just to take a picture. So raw stainless, super cool eye pipe header for the 500i. It's gorgeous. Raw stainless is $295. Polished is $320. Polished tiger stripe is $345. $320. $395. Okay. So let me just take a picture real quick. Them birds, eh? I'll just take a picture of it. You guys can check it out yourself. It's called SOUPAKOOLSAWS.com. But for those of you that aren't going to, I'll just take a quick boom. I'm going to the photos. Boom. All right. Let me see. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, if it'll actually focus in. But the pretzel muffler, which is not the I made the serpent, which he does have the serpent. Well, he had the serpent available. This was basically made after the serpent. Just it's not the serpent by any means. By any means, the guy's work is phenomenal. He one heck of a TIG welder. But for the pretzel, which, in all honesty, goes something like this, and then reconnects type deal and goes out the side. That muffler for 372 is $850. There's a lot of work there. I'm not by any means saying these prices are huge and high. They are very high. They are very high, but you're dealing with an artist versus a guy with a shed who's making frickin', little steel pipes. The guy is making professional quality things here. Where if you guys have watched Buckin's videos, I'm like the hack that's he's taking one off, putting it on another, and it's a rough weld. That's more or less what you get with me. Just another day, Velcro. I'm sorry, boy. I want to hear good things, man. Good things. I've been on a little bit. I've done a little bit of I've been doing a little bit of armor too, Dan. I've been doing that. A little bit of Star Citizen. Now that we got some rain days and the weather's starting to turn a little bit, I did launch the farm sim. I got some new joysticks and a new eye tracker thing. I've been playing around with a little bit. Where's it going with that? But you got the Vietnam DLC, Dan. I'll definitely hook up with you. I've been flying the Hueys. But yeah, so that's the update on the mufflers for those of you that care about them. And like I said, hopefully I got to go down. I've got a little bit of steel left. I got a tube here and a tube here. That's all I've got out of 20 feet of it left. So I've got to go down and get more of that. And I got to go talk to my old boy that does my exhaust flanges. Like I was saying, I'm building these off of the 372 flanges. And like you can see, it's about half the size of a 372. So I just give it a cut, and y'all have seen that process. So we don't need to kill that horse any more than we already did. But that's basically what's been going on. We have Mr. Dan in here. I wish got the Thrustmaster Warthog stick and HOTUS out of the box. Yeah, I got one of them too. It's nice. That's a nice setup. Definitely a nice setup. What did I do? I just went with VKBs. I got the dual left and right sticks from VKB. Just because I wanted the left side of the HOTUS, but they don't offer it yet. So I've got I know it's going to be a repeat to you. Got the rudder pedals. I've got the rudder pedals for them. Yeah, I forgot what rudder pedals I have. I don't use them anymore. That's actually something I could probably get rid of now after doing the dual flight sticks. But what was I saying? Going into logging now, Dan, it looks like I've got 70 acres up the road. So I'm looking at a cable skidder right now. Looks like that'll be my winter work and possibly my summer work, with 70 acres being by myself doing hand cutting. And yeah, it's a it's a huge deal. It'll be big for me, hopefully big for the channel. Like I said, my whole idea on this, and I would love to get right down to the nitty-gritty with y'all. And someday after I get past the next little bit of hurdles. Holy cow, it's Todd Adams. How you doing, brother? Hopefully after I get past this tax period, and everything goes, my biggest thing is and I'll touch a little bit on this for you guys. Um, this whole summer that I've been working for myself, I've been keeping my own books, this, that, and the other thing, but I didn't have a DBA. So I just received my DBA. I just went down and got it. I was not aware that I needed it or anything like that. So I was just keeping, the income coming in, the income going out type deal. And I figured tax time, I'd go in, do the taxes, this, that, and the other thing under a sole proprietorship. Wasn't aware of all that stuff. So like I said, when taxes get done and everything turns around, hopefully I can talk to you guys, especially Dan. I know you're looking to get into this web of sole proprietorship. At least it sounds like it. The first route, the most important route that I went with was insurance. Back in April, I did get insurance before I started my first anything. I didn't have jobs lined up. During mud season, or it wasn't even this year. We weren't going to have a mud season, but my boy wasn't doing all that great with his neck. He's doing a lot better now with the steroids and stuff like that. But he had some things going on there with the glands in the back of the neck, and I was working 2 hours away from home, leaving 4 o'clock in the morning, getting home for 7, 8 o'clock at night, that type of deal. So I wanted to be around. I needed to be around a little bit more. So I decided to work for myself this summer, and it's been excellent. It's been, I've went on field trips with my kids. I've went to all their graduations when they got done, kindergarten and second grade, and been able to walk the halls of the school with them and that type of deal. Being a dad, things that you really can't do when you've got a 9 to 5 for somebody else. Saying that, like I said many times before, house is paid cash, cars are paid off. We've got school taxes, we've got this tax, we've got that tax, everything else. I've got the side-by-side for sale right now. The tractor, I still owe a family member. I'm paying monthly payments, $400 a month for that. But the side-by-side will be paid off by next January. I think we owe just less than $1,000, so I'll pay that off. That's whatever. That's interest. Credit, good credit crap, whatever the heck you want to call it. Nonetheless, that's where I am and how I'm able to do this. So if you're a kid, if you're aspiring to do something like this down the road, you need to understand that living lavishly is what America does. We did go out to eat last night. The mother-in-law took the kids, and me and my wife were able to go out to eat. We did have to get home before 7 o'clock, before dark, let our chickens in, get the pig in, that type of deal. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot that I don't cover on the channel that I would love to. I'm just not very comfortable with it yet. And you guys are in the dark, you know what I mean? And I don't like that. But in the same respect, like I told Todd, you need to be able to separate yourself a little bit from, you need to separate yourself from social media and, live your life and be able to share what you want to share. So that's kind of the way I play this, and it'll get a lot more intrusive, I'm sure, in the future when I do decide to do this full time. But I want to be able to log. I want to be able to do all these things. So the way that I'm doing it is I have the tractor. I bought the farming winch this spring or summer off a neighbor. I'm going to start this job. It's got 70 acres. There's 3 parcels to it. One parcel, 2 parcels are landlocked. One by water, one by other people's properties. So I've got the one next to the house, which is the one that I really don't want to start with. because people say you never want to log next to a house just because it's not the cleanest process, and it kind of gives people a bad feeling about it. And I'm hoping that everything goes well with this and I can keep it somewhat as clean as I possibly can for the individual. That way they do let me continue and they don't have cold feet. But I'm going to start and hopefully I can get it to video for you guys if I can get all this content off the things. I'm going to start with a little header right next to this house and use the John Deere. After I get some wood off of this property, don't be surprised if you don't see something pulling in. It's not going to be anything new or shiny. It's probably going to be double my age. But I thought it was going to be an awesome experience to show off the capabilities of a tractor and a farmy winch. And I'm sure that the tractor and little farmy winch would be able to do it. With some of the trees, I'm pretty positive it's not even going to move them. But nonetheless, I'm going to be a realist about it, just to kind of keep people in the loop that this could be turning into a little something. So yes, he's getting better, Dan. Thank you. I'm going to live. I was in the right place at the right time to be here. Yeah, we got a lot of things going on, huh? A lot of things going on. Good for you, Dan. Good for you. October 20th. I'll mark that down on my calendar. That way I can text you that night, buddy. I'm excited to hear about it. Yeah. The steroids they had to do. Like actually my boss Logan John, his brother just actually walked the property with me, but his grandson had the similar thing that Jace had, and they actually had to open them up and put some tubes, some ports, drip deal. But luckily we were able to go a different route than surgically. They had a couple tests and they were saying that there was a couple doctors that would be able to perform it in the U.S., but not anywhere near us. So luckily everything worked out and he's doing a lot better now. RSD, if people don't understand that people need some personal privacy, they don't understand. I didn't know how to message you about that, I don't know. I don't have anything to hide or anything like that. It's just your space is your space. You know what I mean? Same thing with where I'm working. I might say we're up in Tupper Lake or we're up in Star Lake or we're up in Long Lake or something like that. But as far as that goes, we don't need visitors, Meet and greets would be cool down the road. That would be awesome. Especially want to eventually be able to go to Bunyan, but it looks like right now the closest ones we really have are like Boonville, which they just had 2-3 weeks ago now. I see everybody went to that. Outdoors with the Morgans, Firewood by the Furnace, all them guys. And then the Vermont Expo or Login Show. And then they had one in Maine or New Hampshire this past year that I was wanting to really go to, but I ended up having a job that took place at that time, so it just didn't work out. But no, it's just sad, man. It's sad. A lot of people come and go. The people that hang around, you want to open your arms up to, and it's just sad world we live in, right? But nonetheless, the people that are here, the people that are always commenting and sticking around. You know who you are. You know, that type of deal. It means a lot when I see you in the comments. And that's kind of where I wanted to go with it. That people that are here for the tractor login and this, that, and the other thing. I really hope that I don't get people discouraged. Like I said, I have another channel, Dan and Velcro, and them guys know about it. That's where they found me originally, was Rubber Side Down. And the only reason, like I said, that channel ever really took off was after a motorcycle accident that I was in. And I decided to try to continue the channel while I was injured and do a little bit of gaming on the side. And that channel actually started out as a motor vlogging channel. I was doing that and work and this, that, and the other thing. And after the gaming took place on that channel, I lost a lot of people. I lost a lot of the true blues like you guys are, you know, with a young channel. I only had maybe 1,000 subscribers, maybe even less when the accident occurred. And then after I did a little bit of that farming sim logging, the channel it blew up. I met with Lanny Kid, got me involved with Bill's T-Max, and Bill's T-Max had me on a couple times, and it you know, it was like the shorts video for this channel. I put that little YouTube short up, and I actually I haven't even checked to see what that video is up to yet. And there's another one doing the same thing now, and I'm half tempted to put it to private. Just because subscribers is a dangerous thing. It's almost like what they say, being cash poor, or whatever you want to call it, cash broke. Let me see, filter views. Why? Just do the views. Where you can have all the cash you'd ever want, but you can't buy much with it. We're in that day and age where you just, yeah, come on, apply. I don't want to value. Where the frig? How do I do this? I wanted to see what if that short video went over 1 million views yet. My channel, videos, popular, shorts, popular. Oh, so it's not. So we got over 1.8 million views last month. And I don't know how we did it. We got 857,000 views on the Big Pine drop with Steel 500i. And then we've got the found a tabletop in the woods, which is just me cutting a stump lower to get over it with a tractor easier. Yeah, them shorts, you really don't need much anymore. If you can hit, I did a month, I think it was a month of shorts, a month or 2 months of shorts every single day. One took off. The Bud Light one took off first when I was switching over. Yeah, I don't know. It's all about hitting something when it's hot. Got a rented excavator for them with a grapple on it. Pay for the work, and I keep the wood. Local mower. Grandfather processed. That's what I mean, Dan, or Todd. I'm sorry. And Dan, that's awesome, brother. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that's I mean, I don't have any people in here. I get them in the comment section every now and then. We go back and forth on mill prices, and like it's funny how people, they'll comment, that's not a pine, that's an oak. I wish it was an oak. you know um but it's funny. It's funny the comments that you get and that type of thing. um but the shorts, if they can get put on that short shelf, man, anybody that is watching shorts and just keep scrolling, it's just a view, you know what I mean? And if they like it, they come over. If they don't, they don't. But the channel really hasn't changed in a sense. And before that video, we had what, 400 subscribers, 300 subscribers, and you could see it with the videos that I post. I put up a video, and literally the videos that before that short ever took off, the views are around the same. So I know that the same amount of people from before that short are watching after. You know what I'm saying? So it's a screwy thing. We might have, what are we at, 2,000 subscribers? Oh wow, no, we're not. We are at 3,190 subscribers. It doesn't mean a thing. My other channel, with RSD Gaming now, that channel's got 17,600, 17,800, whatever. And if I could get 100 views, 200 views, that's a lot. So like I said, that subscribing number, it doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, Dan, if you can get mill prices, I'd like to compare them with you. If you could figure that out, I've actually got I've got my prices here, and that's why I'm tickled. Which, I mean, it might mean something, it might not mean something. But after looking at these prices with the job that I have ahead of me, I think I'll be able to get something as far as equipment for Super Prime, which is a clear bot 16 foot. They want 6 inches, obviously, so 16.6. They're looking at $600, $600 1,000 foot. Prime is 5, and that's with 1 knot max, 14-inch plus butt log. 12 to 16-inch links. For saw logs are at 400. So I know my trucking prices is going to be anywhere from 6 to 1,000 a load. Landowner's going to get a certain percentage of that. So yeah, it's kind of crazy when you actually add it up. So what would it be? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not going to do math. Either way, our hard maple right now, straight grain, centered heart, is 1,500 1,000. Yeah. These are prime prices, obviously. Hard maple veneer logs are 2,000 to 3,500 1,000. Prime's 1,150. Prime's 900. So I mean, there's I've got some pine up on that property that's uh, closer to 40 inches and around 80, well, we'll say 60 feet before really starts to taper out, you know. Um, just kind of interested what the markets are up there. I think I found your channel because of short. I'd be extremely happy to find somebody around my area in central Arkansas that will process my 40 foot or 40 inch. Oh, that's inch. 40 inch. Son of a gun. DBA wood. That's in my yard. Lots of pines that big. For sure. I met with. You meet with a guy Friday? Yeah. Oh, you got diameter. Yeah, I mean, it all depends. All depends. I mean, I've got I don't know, it's kind of it's a little bit overwhelming. It's going to be a lot of work, obviously. You know, one guy a chainsaw and a little tractor. But if I'm patient and if I can do this safely and efficiently, it could definitely end up being something, you know. And definitely fellas like Dan that are getting started in the industry. If you can, Dan, take pictures of it. Take pictures of it. We could talk about it next Sunday if you're around, or send me the pictures. I'd be very interested to compare what our mills are doing versus you, because I've got three of our local mills as far as what they take and what the what the rate is going for right yet. I think Pine Market's down right now. I think Ed said it was going back up. I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, I can stage for a while. Um, but yeah, that's without my own truck. So they're gonna come pick up off of my little landing, and they're going to be. I'm hoping that we can work it out like it's a backhaul for them. That way, they're not coming all the way out here for a trip, you know. But I know he's got firewood orders and stuff like that out in Champlain, which is, you know, a good 20, 30 minutes away from me. So if he can go drop that off, come over to my yard, get a back haul of pine or, you know, something to go out to Tupper Lake Hardwoods, that'd be good. That'd be real good. Mr. Todd, I wish I had some of your comments, buddy. I might be able to pull them up here. That way we can kind of dig into some of that. I don't mind going long today. Like I said, it's crappy outside, so and the kids and wife are gone. You definitely have some long-winded questions, and I don't have the time to answer them fully for you like I want to. Get myself a work permit for US and come up and help you in the future. Friggin' right, Dan. That'd be awesome. Why don't these? No, Todd, don't do that, buddy. I'm not saying that, not at all. I just hope you understand. I mean, like if you were to look at my texting on my phone to my wife will type stuff like you will. You're very proficient at it. I am a one finger click click click. You know, I'm a logger, more or less. I just I don't know. I'm not a techie guy. The biggest thing that helps me is the text to speech. You know, if I got to write something out, and generally it butchers it on it, but nonetheless, no, you can write as long as you want, really. Sometimes I don't have time to read it, and I try to get back to it when I can, but I don't think there's a question or a comment yet that I haven't answered on the channel. I try to do my best. Uh, Judging by the snow, you're either in North Carolina. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we've already discussed that. Yeah, I'm pulling content from another channel. That's where the logging content goes or comes from. Anything to do with the state of New York. I worked there 2-3 years ago for a while. But if I post any of that stuff, that's old content from the other channel too. Like I said, I'm trying to pull everything that's relevant and somewhat decent for content over to this channel. What I really like to see is my newer content's getting more views than the older stuff, because the older stuff to me is more interesting with the skidding and whatnot. But hopefully that means that my videos are getting a little bit better. But it doesn't really mean much. That's all my grandfather uses, the text to speech and the emojis. Yeah, the emojis I've never really got them. My kids or my wife can help me with them, but the happy face is like Todd up there with the angry face. Is that angry because of the diameter? It changed the diameter to dBA. I don't. It doesn't really click with me all that often. I just appreciate your attitude and your responsiveness. Oh, you know, that's me. I try to be who I am, and that's um, I'm just an amateur with a chainsaw, really. Hopefully, when I'm older, I can call myself what I would consider bucking, because that man is he's an artist with a saw. But uh, yeah, I've got some sketchy situations ahead of me that I need to address here shortly, at least for them. Like I said, with that popple. For those of you that haven't seen that yet, especially on a day like today, we've got such freaking bad winds. I hope it blows onto the other person's property rather than the house. Like I said, it doesn't really do any justice to it, but the tree's probably, I'd say 24, 26 inches around. It's a popple. 24, 26 inches around, and I can stick my whole arm through the tree. The split is it goes up the tree, if not all the way, most of the way. So my hope for that is to climb it, put a rope in it, and put some tension on it with my farming winch, and do a back cut on it. Yeah, it's not. I'm not too enthused about that job. Not too enthused at all. They're very nice people. Very nice people. They're neighbors. They're neighbors up the road. Actually, they're neighbors up the road. I had stopped talk to them about logging this part for the lady that I'm working for right now, because they've got property that sandwiches her property. So I'm gonna have to go through their property on one part in order to get to another piece for her. And I went and talked to them about that, and they said, "Oh, you do tree work?" So yeah. So we went for a walk out back, and I'm just a logger. No, it's they got some bad ones. They got some real bad ones. And they're right 20, 30 feet away from the house. So I mean, some of the pine are 90 plus feet. Uh some good logs can come from them, but I don't know how I'm gonna attack it yet, unless I was to cable them all, or I mean climb. But without a groundy, or eh, it's just a sketchy deal. Just a sketchy deal. Um, no, it's because now the wood is too big for the mills around here. Now all they want is pulp. I hear that. I just want to know what gives with those guys. It'd make fantastic lumber. You need a fellow like my grandfather. We have a lot of personal mills around here. I've got a chainsaw mill that I've used a handful of times. I enjoy it. I don't give myself enough time. That was another thing that I wanted to do on the channel this year. Actually, the cherry log that I've been cutting on. Sorry about that. Um, that actually was 20, 30, 32, 34 inch cherry that I had planned on bringing home and chainsaw milling because it makes beautiful boards. Um, but I ended up using it as a cookie cutter and using it on the YouTube for testing saws and whatnot. So, I mean, Todd, if you got a big enough saw, there's Chinese freaking chainsaw mills out there. Even if you went with what's the one I have? I actually have the Alaskan Chainsaw Mill. I forgot if that's the name of it, Alaskan Chainsaw Mill. I think it was like $300. And the only thing is you need a saw cable. I run my 365 was actually the first saw that I put on it because I didn't care so much for it. Or no, I didn't care about it as much as I did my 372s because they were my production saws. Now I'm the opposite way. My 372s, the X Torques are all gone. I sold them. Actually, the chainsaw in my on my user picture that saw I just sold for $700 on eBay. The second chainsaw I ever bought, or the second chainsaw. English is hard. First chainsaw I ever had, my grandfather gave me a McCullough. That was the first chainsaw I ever run. It was a McCullough. And I ended up selling it in a yard sale. I bought this place, had some tree work. My brother-in-law was buying property. He had tree work. So I ended up going on and I bought that 372 X Torque for around $400, $500. I put parts in it, got it back running good. And I used it and it served me well for years. And then I don't know, a couple years back on the Rubber Side Down channel, which you guys will see the 266 muffler, eBay muffler, blah blah blah. That was when I started getting heavily into chainsaws at home. I ran chainsaws at work and everything else and did that type of thing. But when I did that 266 ported muffler, dual port muffler from eBay video, that's on this channel now. That did pretty good on Rubber Side Down. So I put it over here. That was when I really started getting into the tuning, the customizing, learning the ways of the saw, we'll say. And after that, I never messed with that 365 special anymore. As far as using it on the mill, I used my X-Torque 372 because they were still producing them, and they weren't as legendary, we'll say, as the originals, the original 372 and the specials, because they got into emissions and whatnot. Long-winded. I'm sorry. 372 and 365. I could put a double-ended bar on those. Yeah, you could. But Todd, that's the I don't know how to say this nicely. That's kind of a negative way of looking at it. They do waste wood, the kerf and whatnot from a chainsaw chain, right? But if you don't have anybody that's going to mill it for you, and the mills won't take it, it's a waste of wood regardless. The tree sits there and rots. So, I mean, like I said, I'm not being whatever. I'm trying to be real with you. If, say, you have a 365, 372, 395 steel, whatever, doesn't matter, and you're able to get, if you've got 40-inch wood, that's a lot. That's a lot. Biggest I milled with my 365 or 372 was 30. I'm going to say 36, 34, 36-inch yellow birch. I've actually got the white birch. That's what my bench is in the shop. What was it? And you're saying this is it's pine though, huh? Is that what you said there? Let me reread that. If it's pine, well, I don't know if you can even call it a poor man mill, man. I mean, Buckin gets into freaking. He's got a couple of the Alaskan mills up there, videos, and they're doing. I forgot what the heck it was. It wasn't hickory. I don't know that I'd call it a poor man mill at all, because like my grandfather's bandsaw, his only will do I think 22, 24 inch. No. Yeah. It could be 26 inch. That's what it'll do max. If you don't buy one of these bandsaw mills that will take something 40-inch, and a lot of them won't. You just can't touch it unless you do what the frig is it? The circle saw. Like what a mill would have. They have two frig, I keep calling it slasher. But that's what it is. I mean, it's slasher saw. The big saw blades. Now I've got one hanging here. I rip it down. You know what I mean? A lot of mills around here, they have two of them blades and that's how they can process up 40-inch, 60-inch, that type of deal. Not to mention we don't have that that type of type of wood around here anymore. But nonetheless, my long story short is I ended up putting them slabs of yellow birch on Marketplace, and I left it rough edged. And for 6 of the slabs, a guy came out of Lake Placid down, and he bought all 6 of the slabs. Live edge, rough cut. I think I made $1,200 to $1,500 off it. And I didn't have a price on it. It was that one job paid for the saw and for the Alaskan mill is all I'm saying. Yeah, Wrangler Star had a series about it. I mean, these guys take these Alaskan mills up in Alaska or out in the bush, you know, and they build cabins with them and everything else. Yeah, they do require a sharp chain. You don't need, and don't let anybody talk to you about or tell you have to go and get a milling chain, because I run freaking EXL. I didn't even run Hyperskip. I was just running Skip Tooth EXL, and with a hand plane, you could plane that stuff easy. The only thing that that I didn't care for about the Alaskan mill was trying to stay consistent with it. So I put a boat crank, one of them webbing cranks with synthetic winch rope on mine, and I run it to a tree or whatever the endpoint is, and you know, you can make slabs. I know exactly what you meant before you showed it. It's just that sometimes you can find people that want your planks back. You know, that's the thing, man. I had 12 foot live edge, and like I said, it varied. Obviously, I had the whole tree stickered in the woods. I brought them home, left them in the back. They sat a year or so, just stickered up. I had put the ad out on Facebook, and within 2 weeks, I sold every single one of them. But yeah, you get something like pine, and if you can find people that are interested right off the bat, you're better off, just because then the bark will still be on it. But you let pine sit for a little while, and like anything, the bark's going to fall off, and you won't have your live edge bark at least anymore. And some people don't want it. But if you're looking to make, you know, take that log and make building material out of it, you know, that's completely different topic. But as far as just having the log go to waste or the trees go to waste just because you can't find somebody to mill it, there's definitely options out there. Is all I'm saying, and it's up to you if you want to do that. But I mean, I would jump at that opportunity. That's fun. I really do enjoy the Alaskan chainsaw mill. You know, like Grandpa said, he loves taking something that's round and make it square. So it's a cool process. It makes you feel a little bit more self-sufficient. You know, I've thought many times about going out back and build a little cabin with nothing more than the Alaskan mill and an axe, but I'm not there. I don't have that kind of time or money yet. Someday maybe. You can see the old fan going on the stove. She's a cool 48 degrees today, which isn't too cold, but pretty big change from the 80s we had all week. Let's see what we got in here. Monster. Oh, this is why I love Sunday Lives, man. You know, a lot of times we only have 1, 2 people in here, which is fine and dandy as long as there's some conversations being made. But you know, anytime I can get people in here and we could just shoot the crap for a little while, it's what it's all about. My time is important to me, but if I can literally talk to you guys instead of just doing the comment section, just writing out to you, it's a lot easier to just keep bouncing ideas. Um, how thick do you typically go? Um, for them slabs that I did I did 2 inch, and like with my mill, I can go from, I think it's half inch all the way to 14 or 16 inches, which good luck ever carrying a freaking 16 by 16 pole. I mean, you know, I yeah, I did 2 inches, and it actually still cracked on me. Um, the white birch, the stuff I actually didn't sell, the stuff that did not sell because I didn't want to sell it, is in my wood shed right now, or my saw shop. That I didn't want to sell because it waned. It took away at the end. I don't know how to explain it. It was not the premium stuff, nonetheless. So I took it. It was perfect. It was 23 inches. I don't remember. Either way, I cut the back wane off, and I made a little saw bench in there with it. But yeah, 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch live edge, and after 4 or 6 months of that white birch sitting, the yellow birch, I think, is, I don't remember. It was so long ago now, but the white birch actually freaking split right down the side, and I had one that I didn't even post. That was full of ants. I might actually have the photos on my phone if you're interested. Albums, my albums. See all. Oh, what happened to that? Oh, library. There we go. Now we're cooking. Are we? What happened to all my pictures? Uh-oh. Well, they might be on this. They might have merged over to my freaking MacBook here. Let me look at that real quick. I had I don't remember if it was a white birch or yellow birch, and it had ants that got into it pretty bad in the center. And I took the slab off, and it just barely got into one of the 2 inch planks that I had made. So I hand planed it to get to the good meat, and I think the next 2 or 3 planks down had holes in it, right? Um, yeah, it had holes, ant holes, and there was a massive hole in one of them, and there was, ant tunnels and everything else. It was really cool, but not really good for a bar table or bench top or end stands or whatever anybody wants to make with them. But the guy seen that one, and that one, I think he paid more for that one than 2 other planks because he's just like, how much do you want? I said, you're naming your price on these stupid things. I just want them gone. You know, I forgot what he shot me for an offer because apparently you can epoxy them, which I was looking at for a while, and it's just nothing I feel like getting involved into. I'm not much of a woodworker. Let me see if it's on my photos. Oh yeah, here's all my photos. Why aren't they on my phone? Aha. So let me take pictures of my phone. Actually, you know what we can do? I'll make sure there's nothing freaking too revealing here, right? No. How do I do this? Google. All right. Screen capture. Screen share. Will that work? No, that wouldn't work. Window. No, entire screen. Oh. I guess. Right? Share. So is it sharing now? I don't know. Let me see my photos right here. I started getting into ants. This is I think this was a smaller one. I actually have a video on one of my other channel or on my other channel. Yeah, this was the piece. Can just barely see it starting to. Yeah, it was this piece right here that was really bad. I was able to cut this. I think I got an 8-footer. I don't remember what the heck it is. I don't know if it'll share the screen or not. I think this one right here might be the one that I was able to. Yeah, that looks kind of deep. I don't remember. To be honest with you, it was years ago, back 2021. But it did have some beautiful, beautiful grain to it. I think this one's got some oil stain. That's another thing you should look into. Let me just make sure. Let me make sure we're back on. Wait a minute. Oh, shoot. So now is it working? Crap. I should have my. Let me get my live stream up here. Yeah, I seen. Quiet down. No, it's still not sharing. Oh, why is it not sharing? What can I do to make it share? Let me see. Select an image, entire screen. To share audio, share a tab instead. So this is not recording my screen then. Well, let me do this, I guess. All right. I don't have any yellow birch. Let me see. The white birch is the first one that I did. Let me just make sure we're still going live here. What the frig? I'm glad that you know how to do that stuff. I'm technically challenged. Oh well. I still like to kill trees, but relax by a fire indoors and outdoors, blah blah blah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. If I can do it, I figure anybody can. Honestly, you know. But I know it's gonna be washed out, right? Let me try to unplug this here. This was the white birch. I think this was the first one that I had done. This is me showing when you use the oil to use a food grade oil. You can see the. I mean, it's no big deal. It wasn't a big deal to me. It wasn't really a big deal to them either. But you can see the drips. So you do get the oil staining in the wood, but you can see how beautiful that grain is, especially after you put a little bit of water on it and whatnot. Like I said, if you can run a saw, anybody can do it. Biggest thing is your initial cut. Um, I see people use extension ladders. They take the one ladder off, and then they screw down. You know, short. Obviously, you don't want to cut through a screw or a nail. They screw a ladder down, and that way they got a nice straight platform to run the saw across for the first cut. After that, um, after that initial cut, then you're going to take the ladder off with the slab you've cut. Uh, then you're gonna, make it be half inch, 2 inch, whatever you wanted to do if you wanted to use it, and then you just run the mill right on the top slab that you just cut nice and flush and even. Um, so yeah, I mean it's not rocket science. There are hundreds of videos on there, and half the reason why I haven't really done any is because everybody out on the internet is a professional. You don't believe me, you just look at the comment sections on me cutting trees. you know, uh, I cut Humboldt notches. I cut conventional. I don't waste much wood if I don't need to. Um, yeah, I'm getting absolutely pummeled with comments about I shouldn't be touching a saw and blah 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 because they don't have the context of the short because it was riddled with ants. Not that really matters, but like I said, I mean, on back cuts, yes, the book tells you to cut uh, your notch, one spot and then make your back cut an inch, 2 inch, whatever the heck the book wants to say about your back cut. And people are throwing me over the coals pretty hard about my back cuts because I like my back cuts matching up with my my notches. That's how I do it, and that's how I'm going to continue to do it. Something as simple as firewood bundles. Stop putting handles on my firewood bundles because it's bad for the environment and this, that, and the other thing. There's a whole lot of that garbage on here, and I kind of just let it go. People that are looking for an argument, I generally don't give them any more ammunition than they need. Sometimes I'll laugh at them and stuff like that, especially the comments on the types of trees. Now, I am no tree expert in any way, shape, or form. I have a very hard time with hard and soft maple, black cherry and cherry, ash, not so much, oak. Generally, I have to use leaves. A lot of times I can use bark for the ones that I'm familiar with, but the big pine dropped. The people in there that are telling me that it's not a pine, it's an oak. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I wish, like I said, I wish we had oaks like that. I'm pretty sure my grandfather does too. But he's already I think that tree is processed and into 1x at this current point. And the needles on the on it falling should have kind of been a giveaway, but nonetheless, people are internet loggers. So that's why I don't generally do too much outside the realms of my limited knowledge that I have. Not that I much care for the comments that people leave and this, that, and the other thing. It's just why open yourself up for something so stupid, a stupid back and forth with people. That's why, like, when I say that anybody can really run an Alaskan chainsaw mill, anybody that can, I mean, I guess it's seeing how this world is the way it is. Some of the individuals in this world are the way they are. Maybe everybody can't, when they can't figure out the gender they are, but I'm not going to get into all that. But nonetheless, there's a lot of ways you can mess up a log with an Alaskan chainsaw mill, and there are a lot of ways that I don't see how you can. You get started going straight with it, make your first initial cut, and literally it sits on the rails from there. You know what I mean? But it's the internet. I've seen some people have a hard time with light bulbs, so I don't know. Common sense isn't so common, I guess, right? But I think I'm going to wrap it there, unless you guys have some more comments that I can address via the live stream. If not, we'll wrap it. I mean, we're at 2 hours. This is our longest one so far. I've never had the patience to figure that stuff out, and never had anybody show me how to do it, the technical stuff with my phone. No computer here. Hey, I'm living the same life, buddy. I've got the fancy editing softwares, where really I could probably do what I do on Photoshop or something that I can insert the video into, cut off parts that I need to cut off, or make the video shorter. That's really all I need to make the little small attempts that I do with videos. So yeah, I'm not very tech savvy at all either. But you let me know, Todd, if you do have any interest in a chainsaw mill and I will try to make you a video of how I do it my way. I'll let the internet play whatever games it wants to play with me. It doesn't bother me any. Like I said, I don't know. I just dabble. I dabble in stuff like that. I'm not a professional by any means, but I can get the job done, right? And that's all we're here to do as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, that little lady up the road, I started my tree journey with her, with getting them trees off of her barn, and that turned into siding her house, which the only house I've ever sided was my own, and it's not even done. Then I'm doing tree work out of a freaking a JLG man lift. Now I'm building her bridge, or trying to fix the bridge that's existing there, we'll say. Now it sounds like I'm logging a property. So, like I said, if you have any will to be a man of service for somebody with a little bit or whatever knowledge you have, fixing her lawnmowers, fixing her snow blowers, this, that, and the other, any little bit, you can be an asset for somebody out there. And that's the service that I'm providing you as well, buddy. If you need any help when it comes to chainsaws, if it comes to lawnmowers, snow blowers, whatever, I can do my best to hack up a video for you. You know that. I love the interactions we have on here, and anybody that can take anything out of it, it means a lot more to me than just putting up another a viral video like people chase. So either way, God bless y'all, and we will see you next time.